Subscribe to the Vedanta Vision YouTube channel and tap the bell icon. You'll get notified whenever we upload a new inspirational video.
What is this sattvic intellect? A sattvic intellect, as is told to us in the 18th chapter of the Gita, is one that knows clearly the difference between pravritti and nivritti. Pravritti and nivritti are what activity to pursue and what activity to abstain from. Throughout the Gita, we are told to perform what they call as swadharma activities. Choose a field of activity that is in line with your talent, with your gift, with the bulk of your vasanas. Vasanas, you understand? Unmanifest desires, precursors of desires. So, your swadharma is what you need to pursue and keep away from all paradharma activities, all activities that are not aligned with your core interest, with your swadharma. The intellect also knows karya, what you ought to do, akarya, what you ought not to do. So what you ought to do is follow the sane counsel of your intellect. What you ought not to do is to act on the whims and fancies of your mind, to act on mere sense indulgences. A sattvic intellect also knows what is to be feared and what is not to be feared. What is to be feared is indulgence in the world, indulgence in the senses, identification with your body, mind, and intellect, engagement with the world, attachment with the world is what you ought to fear, because then you know that it's going to have terrible consequences. What is not to be feared is the spiritual pursuit. But we have just the opposite. Right through, we're doing just the opposite. And we'll see that shortly. The sattvic intellect also understands what is bondage and what is freedom, liberation. Our concept of freedom is to be let loose to do exactly what you like. But a sattvic intellect understands what is true freedom, which is freedom from the bondage of the body, mind, and intellect and its demands. As long as you succumb to the demands of the body, mind, and intellect, you will always be bound. You'll be imprisoned. So, we have just the opposite. We very easily take to paradharmic activities. We take to activities depending on what we think will churn money for us. And we keep away from our swadharma activities. We don't know what we ought to do and what we ought not to do. We don't know what is to be feared. We fear spiritual pursuit and we don't fear involvement, engagement with the world. And we certainly don't have a concept of what is bondage and liberation. Now, the Gita or Vedanta helps us to develop both kinds of intellect. We as human beings not only have a gross intellect which discriminates between pairs of opposites in the world, we also have what is known as a subtle intellect or conscience. And the job of the subtle intellect is merely to distinguish between that which is permanent and that which is impermanent. The subtle intellect distinguishes between the world on the one hand and that which is beyond the world. And so, the subtle intellect or conscience always points to the spiritual north in us, Atman. If you follow your gross intellect, it's much better than succumbing to the whims and fancies of the mind. But the gross intellect can go wrong sometimes. But if you follow your subtle intellect, there is no way that you can go wrong. And therefore it is that constantly we are exhorted to follow this conscience, the subtle intellect. Anyone in the world at any period of time follows the conscience, he or she can never ever go wrong. But the problem is that we don't have the courage to follow our conscience. And the signals that the conscience gives us are weak at this moment because there is shrouding by the desires, shrouding by our attachments. And so when the subtle intellect or the conscience tells us something which conflicts with what you like to do, your mind, your desires, throw the conscience aside, throw the advice of the conscience aside, and go ahead and do what you like to do. This causes a lot of mental agitation, this causes stress, and more importantly, you end up going the wrong way. So it is extremely important in this day and age, where there is so much of scientific development, where there is so many facilities available to us, that the subtle intellect or conscience is developed.